Alright, welcome back again, dear YouTube viewers. Here we are with the Smash deck featuring the Gearhulks, and well, not much has changed since last time. Let's go ahead and try to find some opponent and try to achieve some more victories. So the idea is pretty much straightforward. Simply we want to ramp and play big creatures. Then we want to kill the opponent. Some of these creatures happens to have very powerful enter the battlefield effects, and therefore we have some of a little bit of graveyard fetch, that, and also the Shadow Flame Conjuring to duplicate some of our guys. So the most powerful creatures in the hand, but we have to get lands to play those. This is more reasonable to keep on the beginning. Right. We seem to be facing an artifacts deck, most likely white-red vehicles. That's because those decks are really powerful nowadays. We shall see soon. Most powerful drop for our opponent next turn would be the Smuggler's Copter. Here we get a forest, so we can play the Primal Druid and try to mitigate the damage. No artifacts, so this is still a 1/2. So maybe this is a red aggressive deck that plans to play small creatures. Now let's stop some damage thanks to our Primal Druid, and if the opponent happens to be able to remove our Primal Druid, that's just fine, because we get a ramp going on that will let us play the Gearsmith. There is the Copter. It's going to be hard to stop that Copter. With our stuff we need a powerful artifact removal that we are not going to be able to play anytime soon. So it's going to be hitting us for quite a lot of damage. So I think I could set up a blocker here. We search for a plains, then we can maybe bring back the Pilgrim's Eye from the graveyard with the Restoration Gearsmith. I don't know, the opponent might choose to sacrifice the Ember Holder and kill the Pilgrim's Eye. So now we need our powerful stuff. Flameshadow Conjuring, a very interesting choice to play soon. Here comes the Copter, and these two most likely are going to try to hit us. And we shall block, I guess. Okay, whoa. The opponent showing us a very powerful removal, but also expensive. He has not drawn any more lands. That's good for us, but look at this stuff. It's pretty cheap, so it can take us down pretty easily. So let's drop our plains here. So I could drop the Cultivator's Caravan and have Blessed Alliance to force the opponent to sacrifice one of his attackers. I could also get the Restoration Gearsmith to bring back the Pilgrim's Eye. That's a bit slower, but we get to find another land later on and block this guy. So I think it is proper to play this one. Yeah. Also, if the Gearsmith survives, we might get to crew the Caravan with their Gearsmith. So I'm not going to cast the Flameshadow Conjuring anytime soon. We have to stand a very aggressive opponent, so we can't afford to spend a turn playing this. Now, Blessed Alliance, I want to gain life also. Yeah. Exquisite Firecraft, killing our blocker. Now we're going to be taking 3, so he's not sending the Glory Chaser. That's good news for us, because it is pretty relevant to block this guy. I'm going to block still. The opponent can maybe... Oh, he discarded another one of those. If the opponent has found another Exquisite Firecraft, we die next turn. Anyways, unless... Yes, we are pretty much forced to use the Blessed Alliance. If I do not drop the Pilgrim's Eye, other option is to use Flameshadow Conjuring and duplicate my Pilgrim's Eye, but that leaves me without blockers for next turn. Tough call here, because playing nothing is going to tell the opponent that we have something. Maybe we scare the opponent here. Skip the attack, continue. Maybe he might think that we have Avacyn with this. That might deter him from playing something more scary. So this now is forced to attack. Let's see. Let's Blessed Alliance. We gain 4. The opponent has to sacrifice 1. So we do this before declaring blockers, because otherwise he just sacrifices the one we block. The cheapest one. Okay. Now blocking here of course prevents 3 damage and also prevents the Goblin Glory Chaser from getting Renown. That will be very problematic for us. But the opponent gets to search for the cards he wants, and he has 2 damage at any moment with the Ember Holder. Let's get a swamp. So we can't barely stop the Copter. That's 3 against us, plus 2 from this. That will be 5. Another Exquisite Firecraft could be our demise. So here I'm going to play this. Pilgrim's Eye. And yes, give me Mountain. Yes, but we... maybe I shouldn't have played this. Yeah, miscalculation. I thought I was going to be having 1 mana open. That was bad. Now we are forced to block here. Now, well, at least our face is not taking that, but the opponent needs 2 more damage and we are down 4. Yeah, that's more than 2. So GG, we lost against the mono red deck. So what could have saved us? Maybe one of our Gearhulks. Any of them could have stopped that aggression, but of course the most problematic card was the Copter, because the flyer got all over us. Let's go ahead and try to win. Come on, we can do it. Yes, another card that would have helped us extremely well would have been the Radiant Flames, but we can only have two. One card that I have been thinking into adding into this deck is Languish, but many of our creatures could be killed by our own Languish. Many of our powerful creatures, so that's not so convincing as the Radiant Flames, but so here Primal Druid that we can drop, and Eldritch Evolution to find the Restoration Gearsmith maybe, or perhaps other cheaper cards such as Nissa. Not looking bad. The Baloth Null is going to be letting us bring back the Primal Druid. Alright, right, we just need to get an additional green. That's what we missed to play this on 3. Let's see what we draw. Opponent apparently running blue and black. Could be about a mill and resurrection. That would be bad for us, because if the opponent mills one of our powerful cards to the graveyard and then steals us from us with some black spells, we are in deep trouble. But lucky for us, one of the most powerful cards is lying in our hand. No place from the opponent, that's good. Let me think. Let's see if the opponent wants to counter the evolution. And I think I'm going to... what did I play? Let's get Swamp. I think I want Nissa here, because that means we get another forest from the deck, and now the opponent has to answer her, and then we use the Baloth Null to bring her and the Primal Druid. I mean, of course she's going to be killed right now. The opponent has to have something to kill our Nissa. Well, apparently he doesn't. So let's drop. Let's first attack. So far the opponent only knows that we have green and black. So no place still. Kind of worrisome this is. Okay, let's go with green. Now the opponent now could be playing Fleshback Marauder, could be one good card for him, or out of Essence Extraction. Okay, there goes our Nissa. Not terrible, but let's play Second Mountain and bring back our two guys from the dead. And next, Nissa is going to become a Planeswalker and gives us at least one extra card, unless the opponent has counter spells, of course. But if the opponent wants to save for the counter spell, that means we can attack with the Baloth Null. Prowess, you say? I imagine the opponent should be playing Thing in the Eyes with a card like that. Okay, let's just kill that guy. Spontaneous Mutation. He's going to... Okay. There we go. We drop Nissa. Yes, give me another forest that we are going to drop. Make Nissa a Planeswalker. Let's get to see what is our next card. If it's a land, it comes to the battlefield. And it is a land. Let's drop the Primal Druid and pass the turn. And we also have the Cataclysmic Gearhulk. It's a little bit of a board clear. The opponent appears to be playing enchantments, so we might get some benefit from the enter the battlefield activation. So now he is facing a problem with Nissa. Let's see if he can deal with that. So he attempts to hit our Nissa. We just block with our Primal Druid, and if the Primal Druid dies, good for us. Because we get to find a land, the opponent gained some life. Let's put the planes out there. Drag under. What? Okay. Drag under. This one is back in our hand. That's amazing. Let's first sacrifice this. I should have done at the end of the opponent's turn. That was a bit silly. Let's see what we find next. It is Nissa's Pilgrimage that is not going to be so worth to cast at this point. Let's see, we have to put some blocker here. Only Primal Druid is down there. I could drop this guy and cast this, or I think it's better to play the Primal Druid because I don't remember, but I think there are not more basic forests there. We'll find that soon. Now we have a lot of ramping, a lot of powerful cards in hand, and Nissa out. It's going to be very tough for the opponent to stand against this unless he has a counterspell right about now. This turn is going to be extremely devastating for him. Alright, let's reveal. Best Alliance. Now the opponent knows that we have that one. And we have plenty of mana that we can play this one without doing the emerge and leave mana open for our Blessed Alliance. That is just impressively good. No, okay. I again miscounted. We do not run enough mana for the Blessed Alliance. Let's attack with everyone, and in case that our Nissa dies, I'm not going to be regretting that. We are going to be dealing a lot of damage, and the opponent has to deal with our board or he dies next turn. And these two survives languish. We can cast Ulamog. Now opponent should be hitting our face with the Decimator Thief, I presume. Well, what's going on? Well, he might have more of these spontaneous mutations to reduce our damage. He now... Alright. Too many blockers for my taste. Let's drop the forest. Let's see what we draw into. I'm tempted to casting Ulamog here. That would remove two of the blockers. Then we can hit for 7 for sure, but that's not going to kill the opponent. If I play the Cataclysmic Gearhulk, I'm going to... I can do this after the fact. So what happens? Yeah, I think I'm going to do Ulamog here before we kill this and this. Since we were not going to finish the opponent, I'm going to send all this to attack, and this Jason Thief could be more problematic if we let the opponent draw more cards. So he's preventing some damage. Maybe the opponent should have tried to kill our Baloth Null. I'm sorry. Now we have mana open for Blessed Alliance, plus Ulamog on the defense, and the opponent is not going to be willing to send this one back to our hand for sure. Yeah, I don't think the opponent has an out here. Well, let's be a little bit more bad-mannered and play the Combustible Gearhulk. Let's see what the opponent chooses to do about this guy. He might let us draw 3, or he sends 3 cards to our graveyard but takes damage equal to the converted mana cost, and he chose poorly, as some Crusaders said once. Alright, now the final game. Let's see if we go home with a winning streak, or else we find a matching a decent opponent that can defeat us. Let's see the final trial for our deck, and we are going to see if our Gearhulks are fit to defeat another guy. One thing that would be, I said, interesting is to know the gender of the opponents over here. Now, we don't get to know if we play against a male or female. Now, just 2 lands is too few for this hand. Let's draw. Well, we have ramping, so might be decent. We get to turn 3 Cultivator's Caravan, turn 4 maybe Explosive Vegetation, turn 2 the Primal Druid. These human druids loved me. They appear on. I think that on every single game on turn 2 I have one of these. That's a kind of miracle. Well, it's impressive how much they love me. Come on. I mean, of course they have 0 damage, but who cares? They do a nice job in stopping. For instance, this Elvish missionary is not going to be hitting us, and then we get to ramp even if the opponent managed to kill this guy. So, colorless, you say. So we might be facing an opposing Ulamog soon. So ramp against ramp. Let's see who ramps harder here. Now, since we have a 5-color deck, we are on a disadvantage here. Let's drop the Caravan. Risking, of course, the Reclamation Sage might happen next. But if that is not the case, we get an additional mana to spend on our spells. Come on, no Reclamation Sage. Who plays that card anyways? Elemental Bond, a nice target for the Mockery of Nature at some point in time. So The emerge cost is 8. We get a 2 mana discount with the Primal Druid. Not quite there yet. We have 5. Next turn we can play the Mockery of Nature for the emerge cost and kill the Evolutionary Leap. Let's get 2 swamps. Well, at this point we already have the Cultivator's Caravan, provided the opponent does not use the Reclamation Sage, and therefore we can play any card on our deck. I mean, we have the colors for any card in our deck. We still are a little bit away from the Decimator of Provinces and the Ulamog. Ouchies! That guy is huge. Okay, Noxious Gearhulk, please show up soon. You are not Noxious Gearhulk. Alright, let's Mockery of Nature. Sacrifice this. Okay, the Caravan is untapped. That's good. I think I'm going to take care of the Elemental Bond. No, Evolutionary Leap is also very good enchantment here. Yeah, not entirely obvious which one of these two we should be destroying, but let's go ahead and pass. So now the ideal draw for us will be the Noxious Gearhulk. Opponent is going to make this guy unblockable, and the clock is going to be ticking. What? He's not making this guy unblockable. Okay, he has the something that is going to give trample to this guy, but I have to prevent damage as more as I can. Well, I think the opponent was bluffing there. That's peculiar. Now we have no Reclamation Sage. Well, still we have plenty of mana, and the only thing is that we have only lands in our hand. Well, that could help. Now 1, 2, 3. I'll have 9. Evolutionary Leap and Oblivion Sower. No, that guy. I have to play that guy, no you. Ramp versus ramp. How can we do? Now the Decimator of Provinces is not going to be able to pass through the Oblivion Sower. What are we going to do here? Now don't exile something powerful. No, no. No. Those cards, I needed those. Now, here the Decimator is going to just get blocked by the Oblivion Sower. That's not worth to play at this point. I don't think we are surviving this. Oh boy. Okay. We get to gain, and the opponent gets to kill one of his creatures. Yeah, a not very impressive outcome, but looking at my hand, I pretty much have to play something, or else I'm going to be dying really soon. And maybe the opponent has co-select there. Yes. You should have show up sooner, but we are not going to be complaining now. So which one? I think this for sure. The only thing is that this guy dies to a Reclamation Sage. Let's kill this. The opponent is going to sacrifice it, I presume. No? No, he did not. Strange. Now, given that this guy could die to the Reclamation Sage, I think I have to do this. I mean, we are on a race here and we have to win. The first one to draw Ulamog wins this game. Other than that, if the board stays like this, we might get it. 2 more hits from the Bacon of Provinces could kill the opponent. Decimator. I'll be back. Now that the opponent has something that can stop the Decimator, for sure. Yeah, that's it. Oh! Damn it. Now, carefully think about this. We have 5 mana there. Let's bring this powerful 2 over there. Should I Mockery of Nature now? Well, I use my energy, and either way it dies. We might get to kill the Evolutionary Leap, but no. Let's continue. Next turn, these 2 are going to be trading with this Breaker of Armies, but then we use the Noxious Gearhulk against the Oblivion Sower. Tough choice here. Let's see if the opponent attacks with everyone. He should, I guess, or maybe not. Yeah, alright. We are forced to block. If he uses the Rogue's Passage, we might be in trouble here. Spatial Contortion. A second one, that's a very powerful pump up, and then yeah, a little shy of mana, because if I could have played the Noxious Gearhulk, we have been able to kill that guy. But okay, that was a nice game anyways. Pretty interesting, and I was on the verge of my seat at every time. So I hope you have enjoyed as much as I did, and of course I can keep playing with the deck, but I think it's about time to move on, and we're going to be trying some new idea following an next to be released video. So I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave your comments, and I'll be seeing you soon. Sayonara!